Most people in the world loves it when it rains. It provides so many things as it falls down to the earth. Farmers love it because it waters their crops, and children love it because it provides puddles for them to play in. And then there are those individuals who love the sound and feel of the rain, the ones that run outside just to enjoy the sensation of the droplets hitting their skin. Even after the rain is gone, they would still delight in walking beneath the canopy of a tree just to feel the occasional drop from a leaf above. One day, a young woman and her fiancé had taken a midday stroll. For them, this was the best time to go out because a storm had passed not long ago, and the weather was perfect for walking. They decided the crosstown park would be best because the leaves had already begun changing with the colors of the season, and the woodland creatures that called the park home were preparing themselves for the change in climate. The couple walked the park as they normally did. The young woman loved walking the tree-covered paths, as she found it romantic as it was always a little darker and more mysterious than those that had no tree cover at all. And she loved it even more after fresh rainfall because she could enjoy herself without the need of an umbrella. Her fiancé never put much thought into it. He would only accompany her because it made her happy. He loved to watch her stand there with a smile on her face as she looked up at the trees while the water slowly dripped on her. She would often say how she loved the warm dewdrops as she was happy they weren't causing her to be cold. But on this particular day he noticed something different, a detail that had gone overlooked by his fiancée. The ground was dry, and it wasn't just the path under the trees, but all of them surrounding the park. He examined further and even noticed that the wooden benches placed along the path had been untouched by the previous storm. They were still light in color instead of being darkened by saturation. His fiancée never paid attention to things like these. She was more concerned with listening to the birds chirping and watching the squirrels scamper around in the treetops. An acorn or two would always fall with each step they made, both of them attributing it to the creatures above making collections for their seasonal deposits. And of course the transformation of the trees. Every time she felt a drop or two, she would stop to see if more would follow, and in most cases they would. Her fiancé was bewildered by this, because he was still trying to figure out, if it hadn't rained here, where are the drops coming from? And no sooner that he questioned himself, he realized what the answer was. At first he thought it couldn't be true, there's no possible way. But as he looked on his fiancée, her head raised as normal, embracing the waterfall, he looked above her. His thought was confirmed. In the canopy of the tree sat a family of squirrels congregating on a branch. Beneath them his fiancée. He shouted to her, but it was too late.